Weekend World News headlines on the hour, compiled from the wires of the AP and UPI.
Ladies and gentlemen, stand by for your Sunday Weekend World. We bid you welcome to Weekend World on the American Forces Network Europe. Today, a discussion from Chicago on an all-volunteer Army of the future. Army Sergeants Dave Stewart and Gary Lyon in Bremerhaven take us to the pickup and turn-in points handling American servicemen's POVs. Paul Cryer tells us about an upcoming in-depth feature in the Stars and Stripes. Air Force Sergeant Ted Cole chats with the German blues singer. From Munich, Neil Fontaine talks with folk singers Colin Wilkie and Shirley Hart. Specialist Bill Benson reports from the USARA Medical Command, and Comedy Time today offers Nichols May as well as Jonathan Winters. I'm Army Sergeant Monty Jones. Our point of origination is AFN Studio C1 in Frankfurt. We begin with a look at the late news with Paul Macco.
Weekend World News headlines on the hour, compiled from the wires of the AP and UPI. Moon is pulling the Apollo 17 spacecraft toward the lunar surface. Insertion into an orbital path is scheduled for later today. Astronauts Eugene Cernan, Harrison Schmitt, and Ronald Evans have just completed another 8-hour rest. Preparations are being made in anticipation of the lunar landing for tomorrow.
From Frankfurt, the sound of your Weekend World. Good afternoon and welcome to your Saturday Weekend World. 4 hours of music, news, sports, comedy, and features for weekend listening. Today, Army Sergeant Milt Kemp here in Frankfurt talks with soul man Wilson Pickett. From Munich, Specialist Paul McGowan talks with British song star Irene Shearer. From Berlin, Specialist John Prophet presents a very interesting one-man band. A look at the world of acid rock with Specialist Joe DeLucio in Bremerhaven. Army Sergeant John O'Connor in Munich files a report dealing with Library Week, books, and reading. Back here in Frankfurt, Specialist Jim Kirby presents Uriah Heep. And in part, that's our Saturday lineup. I'm Army Sergeant Monty Jones, and at 1 minute 15 seconds past the hour, Paul Macco with the latest news.
Mission Control at Cape Kennedy reports this afternoon's planned moonwalk by astronauts John Young and Charles Duke has been set back more than an hour. Ground officials decided to allow the two men to sleep a bit longer than had been scheduled. The extra sleeping time means that the second of 3 lunar excursions now is scheduled to begin at 5:44 Central European Time.